Good morning, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this sunny weather. It's good, isn't it? Have you been back at school yet? Some of you haven't gone back yet. So this is another story, and hopefully we're going to be back in church sometime later this year, which will be good as well, won't it? This story is about a family who are friends of Jesus. Do you remember I told you last week that what we were going to do was look at stories that told us about Jesus in our lives? Well, this is a very special one about being friends with Jesus and what happened to this family. Mary and Martha were sisters. They lived in a little house in Bethany with their brother Lazarus. Jesus often came to visit them because they were his friends. Do you go and visit your friends? I bet you do, don't you? One day, in the house in Bethany, everyone was anxious. Lazarus was ill. It wasn't the kind of illness where people tell you to go back to sleep and you'll feel better. It was the kind where they knew that unless a miracle happened, Lazarus would die. Mary and Martha had often seen Jesus work miracles. They had seen him make lame people walk and blind people see. So they sent a message to Jesus to tell him how ill Lazarus was. When Jesus was given the message, his friends that were with him, and they knew how much Jesus loved this little family in Bethany, and they expected Jesus to set off immediately to go and see Lazarus. But Jesus just carried on with what he was doing. "We don't understand," said one of the disciples to Jesus. "The message said that Lazarus was very ill and he might die. Why don't you go and heal him?" "There's a very good reason," Jesus said. "Wait and see." When they had waited for 2 days, Jesus said, "Now it is time to go to Bethany." They said goodbye to the people they'd been staying with, and they set off over the hills to Bethany. As they walked along the street in the village, people came to talk to Jesus, and it looked as if they were slowing him down. The disciples were very puzzled. All the people knew Jesus. "Why didn't you come?" they asked. "Lazarus is dead." Then they all saw Martha hurrying down the road towards them. "Oh, Jesus," she cried, "you loved him so much. I'm sure he wouldn't have died if you had come before." Jesus told Martha, "God will give Lazarus a new life if you believe what I say." "Well, I know he will in the end when we all go and see God," Martha said, very puzzled. Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Everyone who believes in me has that new life already, even though he dies. Don't be sad, Martha. Just believe me." When Mary came out of the house, they all went to the cave in the hillside where Lazarus had been buried, cut into the rocks, and there was an entrance where they rolled a stone in front. Do you remember? That's like the story with Jesus, when Jesus was laid in a tomb. Well, Lazarus had been put in a tomb just the same, and a rock had been rolled in front of the tomb entrance. Everyone was crying. They were thinking how much they were going to miss Lazarus. And Jesus cried with them. Then he spoke in a loud voice that made them jump. "Move that stone away from the cave," he told them. "Oh, but Lazarus has been dead for 4 days," Martha protested. The stone was pushed away. Jesus looked up and said to God, "Father, thank you. I know you will do what I ask. And then all these people will believe that you sent me." Then Jesus looked at the dark entrance of the cave and shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" Ooh, strange, isn't it? I wonder what happened. The people could hardly bear to look. They were scared. I think I would have been too. Mary and Martha trusted Jesus, and they remembered that Jesus had said he was the resurrection and the life. Suddenly, Lazarus was standing at the opening of the cave. The people stood absolutely still, with their mouths wide open. They must have been very, very surprised. They were amazed. Not surprised. "Hurry up and untie the grave clothes he's wearing," Jesus said. So one or two of the braver people did. I can imagine it must have been quite difficult, because you'd be thinking, but he's still dead. You'd be thinking that, but he wasn't. Everyone crowded around Lazarus. He looked completely well. His skin was warm and his face was very happy. Many of the people went back with Jesus to the home of Lazarus to celebrate. Martha and Mary were so glad that Jesus had come. Some of the people went away to the city, and they told everyone they met about what had happened. It was amazing, they said. When Jesus called him, Lazarus came out of the cave, and now he's alive and well. But the priests and the rulers were not pleased. They were more jealous of Jesus than ever before. Oh dear. We know what happened after that, don't we? We know what happened at Easter. Oh, wasn't that an amazing story? Lazarus was dead. He'd been put in a tomb, and the entrance to the tomb had been locked, if you like, with a big stone. But Jesus made Jesus come alive again and called to him, and then his friends all had a party to celebrate. Oh, that must have been absolutely amazing. What a good friend Jesus is. Now we can have Jesus with us. And that's the whole point of the stories I'm telling you. How good it is to have Jesus helping us in our lives. It probably isn't quite so dramatic at times as coming back from the dead, but he certainly helps us to do things like make friends and to heal us, make us better when we feel ill. Things like that. We just have to talk to him and ask him. Now I think Steve's got another game for you. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hi, boys and girls. It's great to have Mandy back in action again, isn't it? Sharing all of her stories. I've got a different game for you today. Do you remember a week or two ago we were experimenting with these different cards of Bible characters and seeing how much you could remember about them? I'm going to use the same cards today, but we're going to play a different game. It's an observation game again, testing what you see, but more what you remember. Here we are. I've got two cards. The first one is of Esther. Have a good look. And the second one is of Solomon. Can you see them both? Okay. Have a good look. Ready? So we've got Solomon and Esther. I'm turning them round like that. And then This is the difficult bit. I'm going to mix them up. Oh dear me. And I want you to tell me which one of these two cards is Esther. Is it this one or is it this one? What do you reckon? Oh, you think so, do you? Well, if you think it's this one, you'd be wrong. It's Solomon. This one is Esther. Let's try again, and this time we're going to mix the cards up a tiny bit more. And I'm going to have two different cards this time. Are you ready? We've got Elisha and Job. Job, Elisha. Have a good look. Elisha, Job. And I'm going to turn them around. Can you remember which is in which hand? And then I'm going to mix them up. And you've got to tell me which one is Job. Any ideas? One's Elisha. That's not the one we want. It's Job that we want. Is it this one or is it this one? What do you reckon? Who knows where Job is? Is it this one? Well, actually, yes, it is. That's Job. Did you get it? And this one is Elisha. No cheating, you see. Okay, this time I'm going to do it a tiny bit differently. We're going to have, because I can see you're so good at that. We're going to have 3 cards this time. One is Jacob. Another one is Adam. And another one is Abraham. So we've got Abraham, we've got Adam, Abraham, and Jacob. Jacob, Abraham, Adam. Abraham, Adam, Jacob. Take a good look at them, because I'm going to turn them around. Can you remember where they still are? Because we're going to look for Adam. Are you ready? And we are going to look this time for Adam. Which one is Adam? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? One's Abraham, one's Jacob, one's Adam, but which is which? Can you find Adam? Which one do you think it is? Is it this one? No, that's Abraham. If you guessed that one, it was wrong. So we've got 2 left. One is Jacob, one is Adam. Which one is Adam? Is it this one? Let's have a look. No, that's Jacob. You guessed wrong again if you guessed that one. There he is. There's Adam. Let's try 3 different ones again this time, shall we? Are we ready? This time, we've got Paul and Simon Peter and Jesus. Jesus and Simon Peter and Paul. Paul, Simon Peter, Jesus. Simon Peter, Jesus, Paul, are you ready? I'm turning them round. Can you remember where they are? Which one is which? We've got Jesus, we've got Paul, we've got Simon Peter, but which one is which? Here we go. 3 of them. Paul, Simon Peter, and Jesus. Which one is which? We're going to look for Simon Peter. Can you find Simon Peter? Are you ready? Which one do you think it is? This one? This one? This one? Or this one? Or this one? Or this one? Or this one? Oh, it's hard, isn't it? Which one is Simon Peter? Is it the middle one? Let's try the middle one. Are you ready? Is this Simon Peter? No, it's Paul. Well, maybe it's this one. What do you reckon? Or is it that one? Oh, I think. Do you think? Oh, you think it's that one? Let's have a look. Yes, you're right. That's Simon Peter. Let's have one more go, shall we? Oh, I wonder if you can find out this time. It's going to be very hard this time because there's going to be 4 cards to choose from. 4 cards. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. We've got Daniel, and we've got John the Baptist, and we've got Mary, and we've got Jonah. Let's show you them all together, shall we now? Okay, that's very hard because my fingers don't work all that well. There we go. So we've got Jonah and Mary and Daniel and John the Baptist. Mary and Jonah, John the Baptist and Daniel. Take a good last long look because I'm going to mix them all up, turn them around and shuffle them about. Oh my goodness, which one is which do you think? Let's have a look. Oh, right. I want you to find Jonah this time, the one that's being swallowed by that great big whale. Which one is it? Is it? Well, which one do you think? Oh, this one? Let's have a look. Is it this one? It's not. It's John the Baptist. Oh dear. So we're down to 3. We've got Mary, Jonah, and Daniel that are left. But which one is Jonah? What card are you going to pick this time? That one? Or that one? Or that one? Oh, you want the middle one? Okay, let's have a look. Are we ready? Yes! Well done, boys and girls. I wonder how many you got right. Well, that went very quickly this morning, but that's the end of the time of our quiz game. But we'll be back next Sunday for more kids' time. This is Steve Kemp saying until then, bye for now.